Hello, I'm Bethany, the bird stitcher here on Flosstube and also on Instagram, and I hope you'll go check out my Instagram because I post there a whole lot more than I do here. But I wanted to share my kit parade today, and that's just the things that I have kitted up to work on. Some of them I have the entire thing kitted up, some of it is just partial, so let's get into it and you can see the kind of things I like to stitch, and maybe it'll give you some inspiration too. So to start out, I want to share a fully finish that I finished since my first floss tube, and then I'll get into the kit parade. But this is Sequoia Falls by Pigeon Coop Designs, and it's from his book Cross Stitch in the Forest. It is lovely. I think this is one of the bigger designs in his book, but it's really, really lovely to work on his projects. They have lots of fun details, and I used all the called for colors on just a white Aida from Hobby Lobby. It's 18 count, so I love that. I wanted to share that. Set it down on the ground. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna start with what I have kitted up and just go through things. I shared all my bags in my whip parade, so I won't do that today. I'm just gonna share what I have kitted up. Okay, so the first thing is Mudpuppy Stitchery, and this is Gold Among the Flowers. And it's her newest design, and I bought it the day we had some American goldfinches visit our yard. And I posted that on Instagram too, so you can find that. But I purchased a light cloth or light Aida to go with it at first, and then once I did a floss toss, I realized it's too light, and so I purchased a darker one, and I feel like that's better. But I'm still not sure if I'm going to go with that or if I'm going to dye my own fabric, because I also bought some teal Rit dye and might just dye my own. So the colors are down here on the bottom, and I think that's all the colors. I might be missing one, but that's Gold Among the Flowers by Mudpuppy Stitchery, and they are beautiful birds. All of her designs are amazing, and you'll see through this that I definitely stitch a lot of birds. If my name didn't give it away, this definitely would. Okay, so the next thing I have kitted, and this is a sooner rather than later start. This is the New Zealand Moor Pork. It's an owl. Let's see if we can get it there. Okay, and this is from TinyKiwi on Etsy, and I have several of her designs now, but I haven't stitched any of them because they're newer. I think I purchased the first one in April, and I haven't had time to start anything, but this will be the first start, and this will be stitched on, I'm not gonna have time to put them all back, on a yellow hand-dyed fabric. Oh, you can see the, at least you can't see the chart, but anyway, you can see the color. And then I have kitted the colors that I have. I think I purchased all the colors, but some of them are in other projects, so I just have the pastel-y colors in here, and I'll have to find the rest. And then also in this bag, I have another project from Pigeon Coop Designs, Cross Stitch in the Forest. That's this book. I'm sure you've seen it. And this is the design, Woodpecker at Work. I love this. And Uplift Stitches, Michael, is stitching it on, or maybe he just finished it. I don't remember. But I'll link him in the description so you can go find it. And he stitched it on a blue, and I was going to stitch it on a yellow, but after seeing his blue, I don't know. I'm torn. I don't want to stitch it on the green because I want it to really stand out and pop. And I think it would do that on yellow, but his blue, might just stitch it on blue. Can't decide. But anyway, I have all the colors for that as well. Ooh, somewhere. There we go. All right, and what I have pulled out, and I think I even cut it because I was going to stitch it on just an oatmeal rustico 18 count, but I think I have changed my mind since then. So we'll see what I start that one on. And then the next one I have kitted, and I don't have the colors, all the colors for this pulled out yet. Let me just move that out of the way. And this is by Embroidery. It is Bluebirds, lace framed Bluebirds, I believe. And I love it. Love it, love it. And what I'm thinking I will stitch it on is this brown. It's called Barnwood, and it's by Picture This Plus. Let's see. Trying to make sure you can see it. Nope, there's a thread. But it's got a hint of teal in it. Really pretty dark brown. I'm not sure. I can't get the color right. It's a truer brown than it's showing up. The camera's only catching, that's better, only catching the teals in it, but it's more of a brown. And I think it'll look really nice. The nest might ghost some, but I think I'll be okay with that, or maybe change the floss. I'm not sure entirely. Still deciding. And then for the blue, I'm going to use this, is it Weeks Dye Works, for the Bluebirds, because I wanted something variegated, and that's got a little nice variegation in it. The yellow is something I purchased for another project. I just left it in here. So, okay. That's Lace Framed Bluebirds by Embroidery, and I have been looking for fabric for that one for a very long time, so I'll get it done eventually. The next is, here's the colors. I believe up here are the colors, and I don't have them all in this bag, but I do have them all. I share projects because I use only DMC, but this is, oh, sorry, this is America the Beautiful cross stitch, and it's a bunch of different national parks. Oh man, that fell. I'm sorry. Okay, trying not to show the chart here. So I have the Ada already cut, and I'm just going to stitch it on white Ada, and this is Smoky Mountains, and it's just lovely, and this is where I live. So there you can see the beautiful Smoky Mountains, and I have another one kitted up, but I'm not going to start that one just yet, so I won't share it. And I may not start any of these right away. It's just for eventually, so you can see the kind of thing I work on and stitch on. Okay, the next one is from Cross Stitch Happy Days, and this is Swans and Ducks. Whew. And I have them both kitted, I believe, but I have not dyed fabric for the swans yet. So let's go closer. There's the ducks, and I think I will stitch the ducks on this one. And I'm going to dye something very, very close to this from my Rit dye collection. And let's see if I can show you the bottom of one of my other pieces. So I know I have something very similar. So I think that will be nice for the swans once I get there. Okay. And that one's all kitted and ready to go. And I believe that's the end of my kit parade. Yes. Okay. And then I have decided to just share some inspiration and things that I plan to do at some point, and some acquisitions, things like that. So I got this in a giveaway from Stitchy Sarah Reeds here on Flosstube. What is her Instagram name? Or maybe that's her Instagram. I don't remember now. Oops. I should have written that down. But anyway, and I love strawberries. I love that stitch. So I will start that one at some point very soon. And a lady in church sees my posts, and she asked if I would want a cross stitch book. And of course I said yes, and not realizing it was a Paula Vaughan. I love Paula Vaughan. And so this is Bouquets and Blossoms. There are some lovely pieces. I love Love, love the sunflowers in the bucket. That's really cute. And then the other one that I really love and might stitch sometime soon, maybe y'all can help me. I should have gotten these marked, but I didn't. Nope, not finding it. Sorry guys. Mark your things so you know what you're trying to find. There we are. Okay, so it's this one. I love the irises, but I like the birdhouse better. So I'm not sure if I will stitch both at some point or just switch it out and put the birdhouse on the post with the hat instead of the hat. Might just do that. But there's a Paula Vaughan along starting, I believe, in July. And so I might start this one first because I really do love the bucket. It's just adorable. I love the sunflowers in the bucket. So I might start that one first before the post with the irises, but love that one. I need to get that one kitted up and see what I have. And then I have a couple PDFs I've printed off, and I will not share the pattern, just the PDF. So another one by TinyKiwi on Etsy, and this is Cockatiel. And I would stitch that one for my husband. He's so cute. All right, I'm running out of places to put things, sorry. And I have Mudpuppy Stitchery, and this is the Tufted Titmouse. It is so cute. Kim, Contented Needleworker Kim, I believe is her name, but I'll link her in the description too. And she is stitching or finished stitching this. And then Karen, the stitching owl, who I just found because of Mudpuppy Stitchery, she is model stitching this for Kenzie, and it is beautiful. I believe she just finished it, so I'll link both of those in the description as well. So I will be starting that one sometime, but I'm stitching the American Goldfinches first. So, okay, and then we have, is this just one? Okay, it just feels thicker. Another one from Mudpuppy Stitchery, the Parakeets. Those are so cute. I love those. And then this is a freebie, which you need to go find, from Mudpuppy Stitchery. And this is a bird lady. And what I'm thinking I might do is change her to be more me. So I would change her to be probably a teal or turquoise dress, probably maybe a light teal with the turquoise instead of the dark green here, stuff like that. Change her hat to be purple. I'm not sure, but it's a really cute one. And that's a freebie, so you should go find that. And then we have a McKay's local to us, and we go there quite often. And as you can see here, I have several of these books that are from Leisure Arts. Yeah, Leisure Arts publication. And I went and found, I don't know, 6 books. And then my sister-in-law, she also stitches. She found some. So they're really, really amazing books. And one of my favorite stitching books is actually a Leisure Arts Publications book. And my grandmother gave it to me, and she used to stitch from it. And I don't know if you can see it really well, but this stitch here with the yellow mat, that is from one of those books. And maybe I'll do a flip through at some point to show you those. But I wanted to show you the 2 projects and these that I would like to start at some point. So let's start with the one that I don't have a specific plan to start anytime soon, but it's the Old Rugged Cross. And I love when songs have the notes as well, the notes and words. And so it's just got these beautiful dogwoods and the cross up there. Love that. And that's from this book. Oh, my pile's gonna crash down. And then from this one, this Christmas book, is Holy Night Nativity. Let's see if I can put it up without glare. Here we go. So we have the 3 kings, and then we have over here the animals, which I love that donkey, the mule. Definitely going to be stitching him. And then we have Mary and Joseph and the manger and the sheep and the shepherds over here. So what I'm going to do is probably in July, I will start this and I will stitch Jesus, Mary and Joseph first, and then I will stitch the mule and then the sheep, and then work on the shepherds and wise men. But obviously I'm going to start with the main ones so that I can display them. And the reason I want to stitch these at all is because my grandfather, he painted like a ceramic nativity, and I loved it growing up. I loved watching and looking and seeing it get set up, and my brother has that still, and so I want to do something that is me made, and so that's why I would be stitching this nativity. And that was a bit of an odd explanation, I'm sorry. Okay, and then I bought 2 knitting books, which I don't know how to knit, but Hobbies of Holly has inspired me, and so I'm gonna figure it out, or at least enjoy looking at the pretty books. And I want to look at this Knits of a Feather because obviously it's birds and I love birds. So let me find some of my favorites. Okay, there's this beautiful peacock tam. I love that. It's super cute. And then there it is. There's this lovely Birds on a Wire, and it's a cowl. So cute. I don't know how to do color work, but I think I would love it because it's similar to, yeah, I can share that. It's similar to cross stitch in a way. At least looking at the patterns, it seems like it is. So I love that, and I love cowls. They're super fun. There's shawls in here. There are some gloves. I'm trying to find the Lovebirds gloves. Here we go. Aren't those just so cute? And no, I am not skilled enough to do these, but I want to have it and enjoy the beauty in the creation of it. So even if I don't myself stitch it at any point. And there we go. There's the other one I was looking for. It's got a cute little bluebird on her shoulder there. So just some fun inspiration, even if I don't ever do anything with them. Okay, and then I have, near my stitching, I have a book that has all the PDFs. A lot of these are freebies and don't have cover photos, so I can't show you, but I'm gonna flip through to some of my favorites that aren't freebies, or if the freebie has a cover photo, I'll show you. This is one I purchased last year, and I'm gonna start it with a variegated thread at some point. And I think I'll use the DMC, I can't think of it now, but it's blues and purples and a brown or something. So I'll do that at some point. And then there's this one from Sprouting Lupine. Love that one. I had a praying mantis. We had him for 5 or 6 months, and they don't have a very long life cycle, but he was my little guy. And so I'll stitch that and probably change the colors. He was a dead leaf mantis, and so I'll change him to a brown, but keep all the fun plant life the same. That's a really fun one. And then in here I have the Iris Market 2025 Blue Flower release, and it's the really pretty iris. I'm sure you've seen it with the Night Garden threads, I believe. Love that one. This one will be started at some point. Don't know when. I'm still trying to figure out floss for it because it's an Owl Forest embroidery, and if you watched my previous video, you know I struggle stitching theirs sometimes because I love their threads and their designs, but then when I try to use my own variegated flosses, it doesn't turn out so great. Ooh, that was fun. All right, so this is, what is this, Nightbird? Oh, it's not on the pattern. Okay, but this is also from Owl Forest Embroidery, and I will use DMC threads, variegated threads for that. I have 3 or 4 DMC variegateds that I either pulled or had in mind for that. I'm not sure. The other one, this is also Owl Forest Embroidery, and this is a freebie on their website. You can go get this. This is Summer Village, I believe. Summer in the Village. But it's really, really lovely. And I plan to use different DMC variegateds for that as well. And then this one was almost kitted, and it kind of is kitted because I have the fabric pulled for it. I just don't have it in my project bags yet. But this is also a freebie from Owl Forest Embroidery. This is 100 Owls. I love this one. And once I finish my more pork, I may start that one, or maybe I'll just start both. Who knows? And then I have several from NikkiPattern. My sister-in-law bought me a group of her patterns, and she has printed out some of the ones that I want to stitch the most. So this is a little rose finch, and we have those that visit our yard all the time. A kingfisher. My husband loves kingfishers. Northern cardinal. My grandmother loved cardinals, and red was her favorite color. Western bluebird. My maternal grandmother loved bluebirds, and I do too. They are probably one of my favorites. So all of those will get stitched at some point. I've got a freebie of a parrot from Hands Across the Sea, so you can go find that. This is Diana Bloom Designs. This is another freebie. This is a cute little chickadee, and I might stitch that on a red background. I kind of have that one kitted up as well, just not in a bag yet. And then I have some other freebies from Janlynn and places like that. I have the freebie mandala rooster from Meloca Designs. That one's really, really cute. I'd love to start that one sometime soon. Other freebies from Waxing Moon Designs and Linen Flower. I have a lot of hers printed out. Here, this one has a cover photo. This is Linen Flowers, and these are all freebies as well. She has, what was it, 40 or 50 freebies on her website, which is Linen Flowers, and you can search for that and find it. Trying to find, it's just linenflowers.com. Yeah, and she has so many patterns. Most of them are bookmarks, but a lot of them are just other things as well. Let me see if I can show you this half. Oh, it is a freebie, but I want you to go find it and support her. So there you go. And this is Be Still and Know That I Am God. I love that one, with a little birdhouse at the top. Very appropriate. And another Owl Forest Embroidery that doesn't have the cover photo printed out. This is a freebie by Owl Forest Embroidery. Little hedgehog circle. I love that. Garden Stomping. And there are several of those. There's Bunny Hopping. There's another new one. I can't think of it right now. But a lot of freebies on the Owl Forest Embroidery website. Go look them up too and download yourself some, because they are beautiful. I've stitched 2 of their freebies so far. This is another from Owl Forest Embroidery. It is not free. I purchased this for my birthday last year and started it, and then realized that I needed a different fabric, and I haven't gotten back to it. I haven't dyed a fabric because I'm not sure entirely what I want to stitch on, but I love it. It's Dancing Butterflies, I believe is the name. I don't see it here. Okay, more Janlynn freebies. So just some ideas. Oh, Pinker and Punkin. I don't have any of the cover photos for these, but go check out Pinker and Punkin Quilting. It's a blog, and she has tons of freebies, probably hundreds. I don't even know, but she posts them, she stitches them herself, and shares them for free. Amazing designs. It's Melissa Vandergriff of Pinker and Punkin Quilting. So definitely go find her. I know there's something for everybody on her blog. And then Owl Forest Embroidery again. You can tell I have a couple favorites. Even if I'm not stitching them all yet, I try to have one going by each person and no more than that. Although Mudpuppy Stitchery is different. because I'm model stitching for her. And then I have some other freebie knitting things in there in the very back. So that's my inspiration. That's kind of where I go and look for things. So hopefully that was helpful. I will try to make a list and write down everybody in the description so you can go through and see, especially the freebies, and get yourself some and stitch them up. I'd love to see them, and I hope you will go check out Instagram and share your things on Instagram so we can kind of see what each other is working on. But I thank you for watching, and I thank you for commenting on my previous videos and this one as well. Let me know what you're working on, and let me know if you're on Instagram so I can go find you and see what you're working on. But I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye.